Well, that was timing, wasn't it? Hold on, guys. I'm just starting my. In fact, you're live with me now. I'll call you in 15 minutes. All right, bye. Yeah, sorry, guys. Jill and I have been playing tag this morning, so I had to let her know that I don't want her to think I was ignoring her. So thanks for being patient with me on that one. So, yes, happy Thursday. Thursday, right? So, man, there's just been a lot on my mind lately. None of it that I can really, you know, still working on connecting some of the dots here. So, let's get into the reading today. December 17th. More and more these days, as I progress in my recovery, I seem to do a lot of listening, quietly waiting to hear God's unmistakable voice within me. Prayer is becoming a two-way street of seeking and listening, of searching and finding. A favorite bit of scripture for me is, "Be still and know that I am God." Do I pay quiet and loving attention to Him, ever more confident of an enlightened knowledge of His will for me? I do my best. I'm going to have to say today is not my best, but yeah, I mean, a relationship for me with God is like any other friendship. In fact, my first successful relationship was with God. And therefore, what I get to do is I get to emulate that same relationship with other people to make it successful. So I'm going to do something really weird, something we haven't heard in a while. I'm going to read how it works. In my meeting, they haven't read it, so I think I'm going to read it tomorrow. Rarely have we seen a person fail who has thoroughly followed our path. Those who do not recover are people who cannot or will not completely give themselves to this simple program. Usually men and women who are constitutionally incapable of being honest with themselves. And good afternoon. It's like I haven't talked to you in 2 minutes. Hi, Jill. Good to see you. There are such unfortunates. They are not at fault. They seem to have been born that way. They're naturally incapable of grasping and developing a manner of living which demands rigorous honesty. And that is the 12 steps, the manner of living. Their chances are less than average. There are those too who suffer from grave emotional and mental disorders, but many of them do recover if they have the capacity to be honest. That is so true, guys. You hear me talk about it all the time, that I deal with things beyond our regular alcoholism thing. Now, remember that we're all kind of different people too, okay? So I had certain things that were stopping me. I had grave emotional and mental disorders going on, okay? But if you can be honest, you will get the program, okay? And here again, you don't need to be honest with anybody else. You just need to be honest with yourself. Okay? You don't even need to be honest with God because He already knows, guys. He already knows. You can't lie to God. Trust me, it doesn't work. Our stories disclose in a general way what we used to be like, what happened, and what it is like now. You should fit that into the 3 to 5 minutes that when you're talking at a meeting, or if you're in a speaker meeting. That's kind of what we use. If you decide you want, we have, if you are willing to go to any length, then you're ready to take certain steps. If you are not willing to go to any lengths, go back to the bar, because you're just going to be a miserable MFer, man. And I would rather you just go hit your bottom than destroy other chances, right? Oh, it's a hard one to get through, but we know how this works. It's some of these we balked. We thought we could find an easier, softer way, but we could not. with all of the earnestness. They're begging you. They're begging you. At our command, we beg of you to be fearless and thorough from the very start. Some of us try to hold on to our old ideas, and the result was no until we let go absolutely. Okay? All your best thinking and thoughts got you here. Okay? So why not try some different ones? And remember that we deal with alcohol, cunning, baffling, and powerful. Without help, it is too much for us. Period. Period. No. Without help is too much. When there's one who has all power, that one is God. May you find him now. Yeah, Jill, that's what was great. You know, when AA first started, they took low bottom drunks only. Okay, the hopeless variety, right? But they learned very quickly that you get to decide your bottom. Okay, I don't care. You've been drinking 6 months. If enough is enough for you, man, then enough is enough. That's okay. The only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. It used to be an honest desire to stop drinking. We changed that so that people could raise their bottom, like Jill was saying, right? Personally, I prefer the honest in there for me. So half measures availed us nothing. Yeah, you do this half-ass, you're going to get nothing. You're not even going to get half. You're going to get zero. We stood at the turning point. We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. What is the turning point? You know what a crossroads is? Okay. That right there, okay, the turning point is is what we would call the sorry, my brain's not entirely there. I'm gonna remember it as soon as I find it, right? Psychic change. Thank you. At least I know where it's at in the book. And this is where the psychic change happens. And that's your turning point. Are you going to continue going on to the bitter end? Or are you going to do a 180 and start living your life? We asked his protection and care with complete abandon. Here are the steps we took, which are suggested as a program of recovery. Okay. Let's just cross out suggested. Okay, because if you were a drinker like me, then here are the steps we took, which you better fucking do. We only put suggested in there so that people could take it a little bit easier. Why? Because when we come into the program, we're emotional little children. Okay? I was. I certainly was. One, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol. Our lives had become unmanageable. Came to believe that a power greater than ourselves would restore sanity. 3, made decision to turn our will and our lives over the care of God. 4, made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5, admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7, humbly asked him to remove our shortcomings. 8, made a list of all persons we had harmed and became willing to make amends to them all. 9, made direct amends to such people wherever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10, continued to take personal inventory. When we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for the knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. Many of us exclaim, "What an order! I can't go through with it." Okay? Do not be discouraged. No one among us has been able to maintain anything like perfect adherence to these principles. Not only that, but you're not going to do all 12 steps today, guys. Hey, concern yourself with the step you're on. The other ones come after, and there's a reason for it. right? Believe it or not, you're already kind of working on some steps. Okay, so just gotta let it be. We are not saints. The point is that we are willing to grow along spiritual lines. The principles we have set down are guides to progress. We claim spiritual progress rather than spiritual perfection. Okay, so we claim it, guys. We claim it. Does that make sense? That we can claim our spiritual progress. Hey, I made it. You know, you put your flag down, maybe give yourself a quick pat on the back. It's okay to pat yourself on the back. Just don't break your arm doing it with the ego and crap. Right? Our description of the alcoholic, the chapter to the agnostic, and our personal adventures before and after make clear 3 pertinent ideas, which is steps 1, 2, and 3. A, that we were alcoholic, could not manage our own lives. B, that probably no human power could have relieved our alcoholism. And C, that God could and would if he were sought. And then I have a little question that my sponsor made me write down. Are you willing to go through with this? And I had to answer that to him, honestly. Thankfully, I was ready. As I seek to know my higher power, may I learn the best ways for me to reach and hear him. I'm going to tell you the best ways, the 12 steps. May I begin to feel prayer, not just listen to the sound of my own verbalizing. May I feel the sharp outlines of my humanness fading as his godliness becomes a part of me. May I feel that I am one with him. Today I'll remember, feel the stillness of God. So in other words, kind of that threw me off. silly woman. It's my wife calling me. Gotta remember, feel the stillness of God. So that means that you can sit back and relax even though everything is going on. Because things kind of need to be quiet when you're listening for God. Not only that, but be open-minded, because you never know where your answer is going to come from. You don't. It could come from somebody you do not like. So, all right, guys. Well, it looks like I got some phone calls to make. So, I'll be back tomorrow for daily reflection. Take care of yourselves. And, yeah, have a day. Peace out. Have a day, guys. Love you. I did that all in the wrong. My dyslexia is all over. So have fun. Joe, I'll call you in a minute. Love you, guys. Bye.